Hey, we love live stuff.
Yeah, I got to turn the mic on. That would help. Hey, how about Team USA, everybody out there? Hey. Yeah, USA chants. Let's go. I'm just working cameras here as we roll on here.
wait.
We are live.
We're on camera?
We are.
I thought this was like
We
a
are
podcast.
live on the Mask of the Mic YouTube channel. Gibo and I have a new podcast called The Mask of the Mic. Check us out on Instagram and, of course, on our YouTube channel. That's where you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Brian and Green Cheek, nice enough to host us here tonight to bring this game to you guys. Do you guys like what you saw and heard tonight? I mean, should we do another one of these? What do you think?
Yeah, woo! Woo, woo!
Great, Gibo.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll be back for
Hey,
sure.
shamelessly self-promoting.
All right. Well, listen. Let's go to the raffle as we the Pitcher O tickets comes this way with Alex. Thank you very much, and Stephanie. Put your hands together for Stephanie and Alex. Doing a great job. Stephanie in charge of all the special events going on with Green Cheek Beer, and Alex runs everything, even when Brian's here. So we have a purple ticket or eggplant, if you will.
All right, we got 891 673.
891.
891 673.
Oh, we got a winner right up here in the front. Congrats. You got yourself a Green Cheek gift bag, which includes $25 gift card, a hat, and a shirt. So thank you to Green Cheek for sponsoring tonight's event. We appreciate it. But let's get into this hockey game. How about 5-1? Never a doubt. Right, Gibo? Never a doubt.
I like to say stress-free.
Stress-free.
And that's what Team USA wanted to get tonight, was a stress-free win. They played excellently on the defensive side of the puck. Connor Hellebuck, 18 shots, 17 saves. And then I think the guys really got into the flow of the game as, it progressed. It was a 1-1 tie after the first period, but they never got rattled. They knew that they were the better team. And then some of that talent certainly showed as the game proceeded.
Several Team USA members on the score sheet here tonight. We know about Brock Nelson with his 2 goals. He had 1 called back in the opening 20. Could have had himself a hat trick. Jack Eichel had a couple assists. Hughes, Kachuk, 2 Hughes brothers, Quinn and Jack, both had 2 assists. So a lot of folks on the score sheet. Defensemen, we talked about in the pregame show how that'd be important, getting offense from your defense. That is something Team USA wants to do. One of the deepest teams in the tournament here for the Olympics, and that depth showed here tonight.
They have incredible depth. There's players who aren't playing that would be playing on any other team that's here, except for maybe Team Canada. But listen, I love the fact that they looked really in sync, and that was, I think, an issue that the coaching staff was worried about, whether that they would gel. Not being able to have too many practices yet, I thought that they looked really good and comfortable out there. And of course, when you have brothers out there playing on the same line, that's a good recipe for guys being together, feeling like they know where one another is out there. And then the high end speed and the high end skill certainly helps when guys. The passing I thought was crisp and accurate, and they looked awfully good for the first game. Team
USA will practice tomorrow, then they go back-to-back on the 14th and the 15th, and then that will be the end of the preliminary round. Then they move on to the playoffs, if you will, or single elimination next week. This is a very quick tournament, ladies and gentlemen, so it will move fast, and you need to pretty much win out to get yourself to the gold medal game, which will be a week from this Sunday on February the 22nd. So not looking too far ahead. They have some work to do. But when you talk about getting and playing as a team and doing it very quickly, one of the things we touched on in that pregame show, Gibo, is Billy Guerin and the mentality behind putting together this roster, leaving some star players out, 3 guys that were top 10 in the National Hockey League in goal scoring heading into this break. You got to find chemistry. You got to gel incredibly quickly, and Billy Guerin is betting on that with just a limited amount of time here on this tournament.
I always go back to just the history of the players and the interactions that they've had internationally playing together as a team over the years, and I just think the knowledge that guys have of one another. You think about the battles of Stanley Cup playoffs where you play against guys, you get to know them intimately as the opponent, you know all their strengths and weaknesses, And I think the fact that when they come together, I always know that when I played with the guys in this kind of format is that, you were so excited to play with guys who are so extremely talented. Forwards, Jack Eichel can't wait to play with Austin Matthews or the Kachuk brothers. It's just really a fun atmosphere for guys to be able to play with the best players in the world, and they know that their game will be elevated because of that.
Gibo, a lot of times when you get into, the NHL playoffs, I will talk to that. A lot of teams will say they're not scoreboard watching. Just take care of business on the ice and move on to the next round, right?
Yep.
But in this tournament, how condensed it is, how quickly these games go, and how good you have to be, are you paying attention to other teams, i.e. Team Canada? Is this USA team keeping an eye on what those guys are up to?
I think outwardly, they'll probably toe the line and say that they're just trying to take care of business, which they are. But because it's such a short tournament, if one team happens to lose a game, you know that they're kind of in peril. So I think that all teams are watching to see where they're going to end up being seated, because that's going to be really important. I mean, you don't want to have to face one of the top teams in the tournament earlier than you have to.
All right, as we move on and talk about, I know we have a lot of Ducks fans in attendance. I did want to hit on some of the Ducks that are currently playing right now, or should I say on rosters. Radko Gudas, Lukáš Dostal, certainly for Team Czechia, they got beat at the hands of Team USA. But one gentleman I did want to talk about is the goaltender, Gibo, for Italy. Can you tell people about this gentleman? I said he was 6'5". You said he might be 6'7", and he had a whale of a game here tonight, or should I say this afternoon, back in Italy.
Yeah, Damian Clara, draft choice of the Anaheim Ducks. I've met him, and I think he's 6'6", 6'7". And I tell you what, he played an outstanding game against Sweden, kept Italy in it, highlight saves. He had 49 shots, 46 saves, and he had to leave the game after making an incredible save. Obviously tweaked something in this business. We never like to speculate. I'll just say lower body injury. Hopefully he'll be able to come back and play in their next game. But if you're a Ducks fan and you're looking at some of the prospects or the players, this is a young goaltender I think that you should be really excited about.
Selected 60th overall in 2023, becoming the highest drafted Italian player in the National Hockey League. How about them apples? Now he's 6'6", 214 is what I have here. Could be 6'7" if he's got a little more gel in his hair. You never know, right? But the way, though, that the goaltending, I'm going to say 6'6", that's what you were back in the day, right?
Yeah, my 5'11" with my mullet. Yeah, that was equivalent to today's 6'6", yes.
Well, Damian Clara, the chance that he gets to play on home ice in a tournament like this and showcase his skills, I can't imagine how special that is. And we're crossing our fingers that he is okay and it's just a tweak, Gibo, and he gets back out there. Because if Team Italy wants to be competitive, they need to have a goaltender like him in between the pipes.
Well, it certainly gives them the confidence to be able to have a chance to win the games, especially against the top-seeded countries. I'm hoping that it is just a precautionary issue when they removed him from the game, but and you never know, right? But it gives Italy hope. It gives the Ducks another great prospect. You think about always keeping that cupboard stocked with great prospects, and the Ducks certainly have several very tall goaltenders in that pool that someday might be wearing the Ducks jersey here at the Honda Center.
All right, we mentioned Gudas, we mentioned Dostal. What about Mikael Granlund, playing for Team Finland? By the way, he's wearing the C for Team Finland. So what a great achievement for him to play for his home country and wear the C.
Well, it's always an honor to play for your country, but to be able to represent your country as the captain certainly is very meaningful. And Mikael is a great player. He's played for a long time in the NHL, and I think they got off to a rough start. And I think it's going to be a captain who's got to be able to kind of settle down Team Finland, make sure they kind of get back on track for this tournament. Because as you mentioned, one loss, you can maybe survive. 2 losses, and then you're looking at a pretty quick exit.
Hiccups are not allowed when it comes to the Olympic tournament. You better be scared out of those hiccups pretty darn quick, or you're going to miss out, and you are not going to be in the elimination round. And finally, Jackson Lacombe. We touched on him a little bit, obviously, with Team USA playing here tonight. Lacombe being a late addition because of injuries. Seth Jones going down. Like you mentioned, this is strenuous. They're playing back-to-back games, Saturday and Sunday. We might get to see Jackson Lacombe make his debut for Team USA.
Yeah, we're hoping to see him, and I think the big thing is because the games come fast and furious, coaching staff is going to evaluate players. Somebody gets nicked up in a game,
Yep.
they're going to keep it pretty quiet. There's always the injury protocol of what you can actually say, so I think they'll keep it close to the vest. But yeah, I would love to see Jackson. He is such a tremendous skater. He's got so much power. He's bigger than people think, and so this is a great opportunity for him if he gets in to show what he can do. More importantly, I just think the experience of being at the Olympics, the experience of being around these world-class players is going to pay dividends down the line because he's going to see the professionalism of these players. He's going to see how hard they work, and to be successful, he's going to realize I need to take it up another notch, even though I've really become a pretty solid NHL player.
Well, Jackson Lacombe also coming off the World Championships where he and Cutter Gauthier had gold medals in that game. So he's got a little bit of international play under his belt, international success under his belt. So it would be good to see him find the ice here in this tournament. And talk about Leo Carlsson, finally. Give him a little recognition. He did make the club for Team Sweden because of that surgery. He will not be playing, but we are hoping he gets back on the ice and has a whale of a second half for the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, a crushing blow for him personally not to be able to play in the Olympics. What an experience it would have been for him. Selfishly, as a Ducks fan, you want him to be healthy for the Ducks for the playoff push. So, listen, he's going to have many opportunities to represent Sweden in the future. So this is where caution is the better tale, and I think that the Ducks and Leo will certainly be better for it.
All right, well, Guy Hebert, ladies and gentlemen, Olympian with us here, and of course the original Mighty Duck. Thank you guys for joining us here, and thank you to Green Cheek Beer for opening their doors and opening the doors for all of you. Yes, we have a running club here. We got Ducks fans. We have Olympic fans. We got all kinds of fans here. It is packed on a Thursday night, so please keep aware and check out our socials, the Green Cheek socials, Guy Hebert, Kent French, the Mask and the Mic. We will let you know if and when we're able to come back here for another game for Team USA and beyond, because we'd love to come back and love all of you to come back as well. So thank you so much for joining us here. Thanks again to Green Cheek. Thanks again to all of you. Go Team USA. They come away with a big 5-1 win over Team Latvia in Game 1 of the 2026 Olympics, coming at you from Italy. We will see you next time.